Our plant. It's lovely to see you all this morning for Friday's assembly. It's our very last assembly before our half-term break, so it's really great to see so many of you here today. Croeso I Gwasanaeth. And today we've got quite a long assembly for you because I've actually got a few special guests that are going to help me along the way. But before I introduce my guests, let's get started by me once again praising you for all your contributions to learning over the last week. Every single time I go on Seesaw, I lose about 2 hours of my life in a really good way because I start looking through and getting really impressed by all I see. And I am absolutely blown away by your creativity, by the way you're trying your best to get better and better every week, by the way you're challenging yourself with chilly challenges, and how you're responding to your teacher's feedback. You are all doing an amazing job. Ardderchog. This week, your teachers have chosen the following children in order to have the Star Pupil Award. So a particular well done to these, but if your name isn't called out, please don't be disappointed because we are absolutely thrilled with you all. So Dosbarth Dean, Eliza Price for continuing to challenge herself in all areas of learning and going that extra mile. Rio Taylor, Dosbarth Dai for his outstanding attitude towards learning in the hub. Freya Hughes Dosbarth Tree for an outstanding piece of art in the style of Rhiannon Roberts for her Eisteddfod entry. I have to say there's been some amazing art over the last week, so that would have been really well deserved. Dosbarth Pedwar, Sophie Hugh for fantastic enthusiasm and effort in all areas of learning, particularly when collecting and presenting data, because year 1 and 2 have been very busy with their tallies and their graphs. Dosbarth Pimp, Erin Roberts for a super effort with all her remote learning. She always challenges herself and she always completes the tasks to the best of her ability. Dosbarth Quirk, Toby Phillips, fantastic effort with all areas of learning. He's a superstar, says Mrs. Manley. Dosbarth Scythe, Izzy Taylor Rees for being an all-round superstar. Always the first to arrive in a Google Meet with a smile and lots of uploads and fantastic learning every single day. Dosbarth Oath goes to Randive for retelling the legend of Gelert so well. Mr. Charles is very proud. Dosbarth Now, Rory Tunnicliffe for such fantastic work ethic and always striving to do his best. And I've seen lots of great learning from Rory this week, so I would definitely support that. Dosbarth Derg to Lilia Burke for an excellent narrative full of ambitious vocabulary, as well as being a positive role model. And the extended writing going on with these stories this week really has been superb, especially as so many of you are doing it at home. You've broken it down into bite-sized pieces and you've worked really hard to build it up. Well done. And finally, Dosbarth Dergin to Kay Tanner for really challenging himself in all areas of remote learning. So big clap to all of you. You've done a really super job this week and you have been acknowledged by your class teachers. Okay, boys and girls, this is the time when we reflect on last week's learning and we congratulate you on all your engagement, either with Google Meets, which is shown with the orange line, or with uploads, learning uploads, which is shown with the blue line. So for Google Meets, 2 points to classes 1, 4, 7 and 10 for the highest attendance in their learning teams. Well done to all of you. That's really, really strong levels of engagement. And well done also for classes 1, 2, 4, 7 and 10, who all over the last week uploaded at least 80% of their learning. So that is pretty incredible. Okay, you've done a great job. It's gone on a long time and you're still really engaging and you're still advancing in your learning. Diane Cleve, Dysgu Bendigedig. So Serena Wythnos for the past week, Dosbarth Un, Olivia Brown for spotting Dyma Fi on the radio. I love that, Olivia. I saw it on Seesaw. Well done. Dosbarth Dai for Livy Darling Wyatt for her resilience with Blair Oitin Gwishgo. Dosbarth Tree, Luna Bird for super pronunciation of the Dween View sentence pattern and extending with Gudder. Dosbarth Pedwar, Oliver Hawkins for a fantastic Adobe voice using the Welsh patterns he knows. Dosbarth Pimp, Aisha Sharif for extending her Welsh language patterns and telling Mrs. Bryant all about the rooms in her house. Dosbarth Quirk, Elsie Brown for fantastic use of Welsh when talking about her cat Ginger. Dosbarth Scythe, Poppy Bryant for always trying her best to include Welsh in all areas of learning. Dosbarth Oath, Megan Jones for excellent use of Welsh when talking about pets. Dosbarth now, Hugo Saunders for super past tense writing, enroll as a first person. And there's been some really tricky Welsh going on in Upper Juniors this week with the past tense. Dosbarth Deg, Shannon Russell for always making a fantastic effort to use Welsh in Google Meets, especially when checking in on her classmates in Welsh and asking should I tea. And last but not least, to Isabel Evans for linking Welsh language and culture to her Eisteddfod writing. So well done to all of you. Fantastic learning over the last term and the last week in particular. Okay, so now I'm going to stop for a moment and take a breath, and I'm actually going to hand over to Mrs. Russell, who's going to be up next, and she's going to share with you her happy and healthy heroes. And when Mrs. Russell finishes, we're actually then going to come back to me and we're going to look at the Welsh for the week to come. Diolch, Mrs. Russell.
Bore da, diolch Mrs. Cole, and thank you to all the children who sent me photos today via Seesaw or this week via Seesaw for your happy and healthy posts. It really does keep the teachers happy and healthy as well to see you all out there enjoying the fresh air. And I think the sunshine might be back. Hopefully it will stay for half term, fingers crossed. Okay, in year 1 and 2, thank you to Dylan and Sebastian Russell, Rigby and Tyrus Hayes, Isaac Barrow, Alexander Ho, and of course to our regulars now. I'm regularly getting posts from Molly Collins and Toby Collins, from Max Davis, and of course Oliver Hawkins. I think I had 2 actually this week from Oliver, so diolch Oliver. From year 3 and 4, diolch to our happy healthy heroes, Elijah Newman, Harrison Barrow, Elsie Barrow, and our most regular poster in year 3 and 4 this week is Grace Davis. Diolch. It's really nice to see sibling photos as well. Quite a few families this week have sent some pictures. So diolch. And in year 5 and 6, we've got Isabella Prescott-Jones, diolch, and Sarah Ainsworth, who is also becoming quite a regular happy and healthy poster. Have a really happy and healthy half term. Hope lots of outdoor time with your families. So have a good half term. And I'm going to hand you back now to Mrs. Cole.
Well, boys and girls, back to me. And this week, as it's the end of this half term, I've asked 2 members of staff to help me with our Dysgu Cymraeg, with our Welsh phrases. So first of all, Mr. Smith's going to help me with last week's language pattern. And then Miss Chard's going to help me with this week's language pattern. And to get in the mood today, you can see I'm wearing my red jacket, and I've even got my daffodil back out, ready for today's...
Oh, it's cold! I'm coming into land! I'm coming into land! Oh, I was grumpy on the way down there, Mrs. Cole.
Mr. Smith, I'm actually quite speechless. I was just talking about my daffodil, and there you are. What are you actually on?
Oh, dry gork.
Dry gork. Oh my goodness gracious me. I wasn't expecting that this morning. When I told you to wear something red for today, I didn't say ride something red. I definitely said wear something red. And Mrs. Russell got the memo. Did you spot her red jumper?
I did, yes. From way up high.
Okay, well, now we are here. Let's make the best of a tricky situation and see if you can help me with last week's Welsh. Okay, you up for that challenge? Can you sit still on your dragon?
Tipping back.
Oh gosh, I'm not, boys and girls, I'm really not sure how this is going to go, but we'll give it a go. All right, so last week our pattern was wyt ti isie, do you want to? So I think I'd better ask Mr. Smith a question that he might be able to answer. So Mr. Smith, beth wyt ti isie wneud?
Dwi'n isio radio dry gork gyda Joseph.
Wow, I'm impressed, Mr. Smith. You like riding your red dragon with Joseph, is that correct?
Correct, Mrs. Cole. Hang
How
on,
about
I'm taking off.
Sorry, boys and girls. We've gone off script today, but the good news is I wasn't solely reliant on Mr. Smith to help me today. I definitely sent all the staff that were coming a memo saying wear something red, and as usual, he's been a little bit creative in his interpretation. So I'm now going to stop again, and I'm going to hand over to Miss Chard. And Miss Chard this week, Miss Chard is a Welsh learner in our school, just like myself and Mrs. Russell and Miss Watts. We're busy learning in the evenings. So Miss Chard is going to make a cameo appearance today, and she's going to share our next slide with us, which is entitled Eisteddfod. Croeso, Miss Chard, should I tea?
Diane, diolch, Mrs. Cole. And I got your red memo today. I'm afraid no dry coch over here, but I do have a red jumper. Okay, I am really, really excited dwi'n gyfros to be in assembly today. So I'm going to be sharing today, well, this week's learning, Welsh learning with you all, and it's all linked to the Eisteddfod. So after I've introduced our learning for this week, I will be talking to you about the Eisteddfod, which is very, very exciting because it's really, really close. So we've got a couple of new phrases this week. Some are a little bit tricky, and even Miss Chard's been practicing to say, how to say them properly. And we've got others that we might already know. So the first one this week is going to be our word for congratulations, because I know when we see all your entries for the Eisteddfod, they're going to look amazing, and we're going to have lots of congratulations coming. So we say that. This is how we pronounce it. So llongyfarchiadau. Okay, it's a bit of a tricky one. And then we also have got dyma, so here is. We've also got the language for first, second, and third, so cyntaf, ail, and trydydd. And then we've also got some new language over here as well, and that's for each of the competitions that we're going to be running. So we've got barddoniaeth for the poem, celf, which is art, stori, which is story, ysgrifen, handwriting, canu, which is singing, Dansio Cymraeg, which is Welsh dancing, and we have offeryn cerdd, which is musical instruments. So you're going to be finding out a little bit more about the Eisteddfod from your teachers on your bubble bulletin. However, I will be giving you just a little rundown of what we're going to be doing this year, because it's going to look slightly different to normal. So we will be celebrating our Eisteddfod on Monday, March the 1st, on St. David's Day. And unfortunately, we're not going to all be able to celebrate in the hall together like we normally would. However, we are still going to be celebrating our Eisteddfod. It's going to be a little bit different this year because we're going to be doing it in our classes. And rather than doing it for your house or for your team, we're going to be doing it as an individual competition instead. So there's lots and lots of points up for grabs, and I will be explaining that to you shortly. So whether you are in school or whether you are at home for our Eisteddfod on Monday the 1st of March, we would love for you to wear something either red for Wales. You could maybe wear a costume that is reflective of Wales, such as a rugby kit or a miner's outfit or a Welsh lady outfit. Or you could also have a think about your family heritage. So if you've got family from different countries or different cultures, and you could wear dress that represents that as well. Okay, so they are your options. Okay then, so our point system is going to be a little bit different this year. So as I said, your teachers are going to be explaining to you what competitions you're going to be doing at home and what competitions you're going to be doing in school. But we're going to work on a point basis. So every competition that you put yourself forward for, that you enter, you're going to get 5 points. Okay, pinpoint 5 points for yourself. Okay, so even if you just enter 3 competitions, that's 15 points. All right, and then we're also going to have points for the people that come first, so cyntaf, that come second, ail, and then come third, trydydd. So if you come first, you're going to get pinpoint 5 points. Okay, if you come second in your competition, you get 3. And if you come trydydd third, you're going to get 2. Okay, so it's going to look a little bit different this year, but we would love to see all of your entries, and we're going to be doing that via Seesaw. But like I said, your teacher will be giving you more information of what you're going to be doing in school and what you're going to be doing at home. Okay then, diolch yn fawr. Thank you so much for having me today, everybody. So something to lead us out today, we are going to leave today's assembly with some Eisteddfod learning from Isla and her mum in year 2. So I hope you enjoy this. Diolch yn fawr and da bo chi.
Andrew, I've got it.
Okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go.
I'm following you guys on the camera.